and welcome to this video. So we're planning to do a little garden tour for you. We've been trying to get this done and we've always been putting it off because it's never a good time. There's always a project that we're working on. There's always something that we're trying to clear. There's always mess that we need to tidy up and it's just not happening. So I've decided that I'm just gonna record the video. I'm just gonna give you a full garden tour. So you're gonna see everything that's in our garden, everything that we're working on, everything that we've got to work with, all of the projects that we have planned. And I'm going to warn you now that it is a complete mess. We have piles of rubbish everywhere. We have trees that we've cut down that are just everywhere. We've got weeds growing. It's a big mess. So you're going to understand why we were procrastinating making this video. But I really want to do this because this is going to be our project for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And I really want a good before and after. I really want to show you what everything is like now when we started, so you can get a good picture in 10 years time of how amazing everything looks. So I'm going to switch the camera around. I'm going to walk you around and show you everything that we've got. Show you our new garden. So this is our house just over here. You'll see this is currently where we work. This is our little office. So if you watch my other YouTube videos about gut health and that sort of stuff, I'm in there. That's the air conditioning unit that we just bought because it was 38 degrees or 100 Fahrenheit every single day and we were dying. That's a guest bedroom. I'm not using that one yet. It's storage. Big garage here and our little inside there. So I'll show you this drive quickly. Look, this all needs work. We've got like fungi growing here. It's kind of gross. We've got a poorly pressure washed drive that needs to be redone. Some little basil plants that we bought from the supermarket. Just gave them a little prune today. If you prune them properly, you can turn these little tiny things from the supermarket into massive bushes. So we're going to do that. We've got a water supply right near the back door, which is super handy. Really, really nice. Attach a hose in here. We've got a really cool stone table. We've got some big plans for this. Really, really like it. And an exterior kitchen. Unfortunately, none of this actually works. So you can see the plumbing, it's not plumbed in. This all needs cleaning. A lot of this is like rusted and broken. So as you can see, this doesn't even open. This is like oven door. Look how spooky it is. Ooh. It's full of cobwebs, rusted, burnt, needs work. We found this pot, lovely little pot. And we obviously started a little bit of gardening. We needed some green in the house. So we've got some little spider plants. We've got a little plant hanging up here, a little spider plant here. This is our banana plant. So this actually had a big dead stem that had already produced fruit. So we've cut that back down and hopefully we'll get some little bananas from this. Here is our first attempt at a flower bed. So we're going to be utilizing some of the kind of the no dig principles. So we've got cardboard with wood chips covering it. We literally just did this yesterday. And we watered it yesterday. It's been really hot today. And if we go just a little bit in, you see, look, these are wet. These are still wet. These are retaining moisture. So if you're interested in this sort of gardening style, we're going to be doing a lot of that. A couple of little projects, a little, I think this is a parsley or a cilantro that we found just in the ground. So we just thought we'd repot it. Lavender, not doing so well. An aloe here, kind of rocking out going this way. Don't know why he's doing that. We had to trim him back a little bit. It was a bit overgrown. You know what it's like when you buy from garden centers. Got an orange tree, and this is going to be our Christmas tree. I'm going to cut it so it's really Christmas tree shaped, hopefully this Christmas, and do it up like a proper Christmas tree. It'll be really fun. We have a lot of grapes. So this is one thing you're going to see everywhere we go. We have grapes everywhere. Grapes growing everywhere. We have a big vineyard at the bottom that I'll also show you. So, oh, I just saw a little lizard. You want to see a little lizard? Let's see if I can get him to come out. Don't know which side he's going to run out of. It's already gone. They're so fast. Oh, there he is. I saw him. Let's go lizard hunting. Tell me if you can see him. Where is he? They're so fast. It's really, really hard to see them. But they love the sun. So this is our orchard. I really wish we had a before of this because it was completely overgrown. All of the trees are very diseased. So I'll just give you a little idea. So you see they've got They've been eaten. They have lots of molds growing on them. This leaf just fell off in my hand. And over here, you'll see this disease. And this is just a small taste of what we had going on here. This whole thing was just completely overgrown. You can see there's a lot of cutting that we've done. Maybe you can see here as well. And we didn't really want to do too much of a heavy prune because it's not really the right time of year, but everything was so overgrown and diseased. This is one of the ones we haven't done yet because I mean, look at this. There's literally mushrooms growing out of the tree here. It's not doing very well. This is one that we need to do, but it's probably one of the more challenging ones. And I've never noticed this before, but these lemons, let me see if I can focus the camera here. It's all right. These lemons are actually covered in spikes. I did not know that lemon trees were spiky. But these are some of the biggest spikes, and I learned this the hard way by grabbing down on one of these. Extremely, extremely spiky. So, yeah, that was a lesson. But all of this was just overgrown, and there was just mess everywhere. I mean, you can see all of those wood chips that we put in this bed here. These are all from wood that was growing here, and we've got all of these leaves here still to process. All of this, all of this, all of this, and all of this that you can see in this area is what was here. We actually had to take a really big branch off of this tree just here because it wasn't growing correctly and it had so much fruit. And as the fruit started to ripen, as you can see, there's a lot on the floor here again already. It got so heavy that the tree literally just broke. It wasn't supported correctly. They didn't grow it in the right way. And it just completely snapped. The branches just broke off. So we had to really cut it back and try to take care of it. This is a really horrible spiky bush. I don't know why anyone would want such a spiky bush in their garden, but we've swiftly removed that. So this kind of gives you an idea of why we have so much mess and why we've been procrastinating starting recording this. This is a big barrel with a huge crack in it, which unfortunately is now our skip of things to throw away. I don't know why Joanna put that in there. I would keep this. So let's put that outside. A little bird cage. You never know. We might have birds. We'll keep that. It's always Joanna trying to throw things away and me trying to repurpose and upcycle everything. So we've got another gate here, another point of entrance for the property. Let me just try and block the sun out for you there. So we can get a car in here. We can get a tractor down here if we need to, which is really nice. This is actually extremely steep and very slippery as well. So I think you get to see my nice new Crocs. This is the first pair of shoes that I've actually bought in 3 years. I've been using one pair of shoes for the last 3 years as we traveled as digital nomads. Now I have some Crocs, and I really struggle with these sorts of shoes, or just shoes in general, because I have very wide feet and I get a lot of problems in my feet if my shoes are too small. So trying out some big Crocs, and they're quite good. You do tend to need to go into all-terrain vehicle mode when you're going up and down here, because again, that gradient is very, very steep. But this is maybe the highlight. So this is our compost pile that we've been working on. Again, no before and after. There's no before, but this was just overgrown. There were, I mean, you'll see all of this part here, all of this was growing here, completely overgrown. Those tires that you might have seen further up, they were just laying here. It was really, really not good. So we cleared a bunch of the stones out. I was waiting for a drill bit so I can get this drilled in up here to start the second bay. And we've already started with some compost here. Let's see. So I haven't tested the temperature in a while. So let's get in here and see. Ideally, we'd like to try and do hot compost. It can be a bit challenging to do, and we're beginners, but we're getting there. So we're up to about 40, maybe a little bit more than that. We're aiming to get this up to 50, maybe 55 degrees is our goal. But this just isn't big enough. We need to pile on lots more material before we can really expect to see those kinds of numbers. And we will, because we have loads more stuff to compost. So we're really proud of this. This was probably one of our first projects, because it didn't really make sense to do all of the other stuff if we didn't have anywhere to put all of the waste. So now we have a nice place to put it. And really this should be covered, because it has been raining a little bit the last few days, and that can bring the temperature down. So Let's just get him covered up a little bit. And I don't know if you saw, but it is wet on the inside already. And this is a melon that clearly got overripe and needs to go in there. So, moving on. Some more grapevines here for you. All of this is grapes. And on this side, we have a fig tree, which is absolutely amazing. The figs off of this are they're just delicious. You see there's a bit of an overripe one there that's burst, but we've got a lot more ripening. Further up, they are amazing. We actually had to cut this back a lot as well because we could not get in here. This whole area here was just a jungle. We couldn't even get in here. So this is all wood from this fig tree that's been removed. Again, we need to wood chip all of this, and we're slowly working our way through it. But we want to clear our entryway up there first. And this eventually is going to be our chicken coop. So it's already fairly well established. Probably would need to change this to chicken wire and make it smaller because this is maybe a bit too big. But I think they probably kept chickens here before at some point. But what I'm thinking is knock a hole in this wall here somewhere, and this be their inner pen, and then this is their chicken run. And we've looked over this a few times and struggled to figure out the function of this. So if you're watching this and you have any idea what this is, let us know, because we have no idea. My best theory is that this was like a small pond, or something that they used for ducks maybe, or maybe just for the chickens to be able to drink from or cool down. We have no idea. Long term, we were considering maybe moving this compost and putting a duck run here as well, and the ducks could have a nice little pond, because there's no exit for the water underneath this. It's just a big concrete cylinder with a concrete bottom that's currently full of stuff, and it was covered with this. But I have no idea what this is, so if you have any idea, tell us. It'd be really helpful. And got nice walls here. So just up there is where we just were a second ago. The orchard runs just along here. I didn't show you the shed, so we'll need to go back up there and I can show you the shed. So if we come down here, you'll see there's actually a lot of waste that the previous owners left, and you can see they did keep chickens by the chicken food bag. And this is an area that they didn't clean up as well as they really should have. It's quite messy. There's a lot of there's rotting fruit here and decaying hay and barrels that I think this one has water in. Or maybe it's empty, just full of spider webs. You tell me, you think there's water in there? I don't think so. But yeah, this could do with a lot of love, but we have a lot of love to give, and it looks like something's been at these here. It's been dragging these things around. Rats maybe. Yeah, well, we need to take care of it. Got another water supply here, which is great. Lots of water on the property. And we've got these big doors here. I'm a bit scared to open this because you never know what's going to be in there. I know that this one originally, the previous owner said that she raised pigs. I think maybe we need to open it with this. Well, this is going to stay a mystery for today. So stay tuned if you want to see what's in that one for another video, but we can have a look in here. So as you can see, they used to raise animals in here. Chickens, and I believe they had rabbits up here in these hutches up here as well. I don't think they were treated particularly well, and when we do this, we want to do it very differently. We want to make sure they're getting a lot of light. We want to give them opportunities to potentially forage for insects. And obviously this whole thing needs a really good clean up because it is absolutely something out of a horror film. So we have a lot of work to do with that. And we're just trying to get our house kind of in order. So this one here is more of the same as we just saw. But this one was previously used for storage, I believe. And you'll see big trunk here. You know, maybe we'll repurpose this. But what I'm thinking is, so this is the wall that aligns with the chicken. So maybe take a couple of bricks out on the bottom and wall this part up here, or maybe put the I don't remember the name, the boxes where they lay the eggs, maybe put them here so we can access it without having to come into this one specifically, and use this as their actual chicken coop. That's what we're thinking so far. but well, things could always change. Some more grapes for you, just here. These are grapes. They have a lot of seeds, and they're generally used for wine, so they're not very nice to eat, and we don't really drink. So you might think, well, why did you buy a place that had so many grapes? And that's a really good question. Sometimes we ask ourselves the same question. So we'll move along here and show you the garden space. So this is where we're going to be doing our no-dig project. So we're not doing strictly no-dig, but I really like the principles of what no-dig gardening is. So we're trying to build up the soil ecology, and we're trying to build up a mycelial network in the soil, and it improves disease resistance, it improves tolerance to things like drought. And being here in Portugal, in the mainland Portugal, kind of inland a little bit, drought is a real problem. So this is one of the things that the previous owners actually left us. Got a nice big fat squash down here, just ripening up. It's not quite ready. It's still a little bit soft. But actually a good amount of biodiversity down here. I believe the last owners used pesticides. Even still, good biodiversity, a lot of insects. That's not actually that's a squash that was abandoned. They killed the plant and just left it, so not good for us to eat. Although maybe it will be, who knows, you never know. So we tried to break some of this down a little bit. We were kind of almost using the weeds a bit like cover crops to hold the soil, but we plan on doing some cover cropping later in the season, until winter. Big tree here, I can't remember what it is, but I think we need to take it down because it's unfortunately quite badly damaged as well. It's like growing sideways, and we have other plans for this space too. So as you can imagine, with a space like this and basically city dwellers that don't have much experience with gardening, we've clearly got our work cut out for ourselves. So it's going to be a really fun project, and if gardening is something you like, no dig, you know I'm going to be talking about gut health. You know I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be doing how to make your own kefir. We're going to be doing recipes. We're going to be doing a lot of fun different things. So if you likely thought of any of that, be sure to follow along. This one, lovely cherry tree. This is a raspberry bush. This is an old compost pile. I imagine that we're actually going to upgrade our little 2-bay compost bay that we have up here. Probably also going to add in another 3 or 4 bays down here as well, because I think we're going to be having a lot of compost processing. So this raspberry bush probably going to be relocated. This is a cooking apple tree. More grapes. And down here we're moving into the vineyard. So we actually have a well just here. The well needs a pump to be used in this side of the land. But if we go down here, there's actually a drip feed system for the vineyard. And it's completely gravity fed. So plugs in just down here. There's a little hole down there, probably you can see it. And it drip feed waters all of these grapes. So I'm not going to go all the way down because it's very much just the same sort of thing, but it's a pretty big vineyard with grapevines. One of the bigger problems we have is we actually have an invasive mint that is growing in the ground here. This is mint. Just walking through it, it smells absolutely amazing. And just crushing it up, you can smell it. It's extremely strong, but it's very invasive and it is everywhere. This whole lower vineyard has just been completely taken over with, you can see all of the different bugs. So it's quite a good ecology, but this is probably going to be a bit of a problem for us. So if you have any tips on dealing with invasive weeds, invasive mint, be sure to let me know, because that would probably be quite helpful. Here, I believe we have kiwis. I believe all of these trees going down on this side are kiwis. But I think that they are quite sensitive to pollination, and I don't think that they got pollinated this year because they didn't bear any fruit at all. I could be completely wrong, but that's what ChatGPT told me. So maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. But yeah, this is basically our garden. If you do go all the way to the end, down at the end of the vineyard, it actually meets a small stream. And if you go right to the end, you can hear the water trickling. You can't see anything, at least in the summer, when all of the leaves die back. It is possible to see the stream a little bit, and maybe we'll be able to make that a bit of a feature of the property at some point. But for now, I think you can clearly see, with all of this overripe fruit on the ground, all of these weeds going absolutely crazy, all of these grapes, all of this rubbish, all of these things all these tasks and projects that we have that we need to complete. We've more than got our work cut out for ourselves. You can even see there's a big thing growing on top of this apple tree. I think this is they call it a shushu. I don't know what that actually is. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. So it would be really cool to have you follow us along on our journey, and you can help us figure out what we're even doing. So you will get more videos with me. I'd love to include my wife in some videos as well. She's a bit more camera shy than I am, so you probably see more of my face. I'll give you a warning. You're probably going to see a lot of videos with me not wearing my shirt. That is very common. I do gardening with my shirt off. Other channel is all about health and how to heal chronic health problems and how to stay healthy in the modern world, and getting enough sun is a very important part of that. And you're going to see I practice what I preach. So if shirtless videos are offensive to you, probably not the channel to follow. But otherwise, we would really love to have you along. And if you have any questions about our property, or if you've got any tips or pointers or any comments, we'd really, really love to hear. So I hope you found it interesting, and well, hopefully you'll follow along, and I'll see you in the next episode. So take care. Bye-bye.